Solve 5x less or equal to negative 4y minus 12 and represent the solution on a graph. So in this case, we may not plot in a real graph, but this is how you can go about it. We have 5x less or equal to negative 4y minus 12. So in this case, this is an inequality. It is an inequality. So this equation is just an equation that can be translated in form of y equals mx plus c. So you just replace this symbol with equal sign. So if we assume this is an equal sign, to change this to y equals mx plus c, we shall have 4y less or equal to negative 5x minus 12. We divide through by 4. We shall have y less or equal to negative 5 over 4x minus 3. Now, we are assuming our less or equal sign is an equal sign. So, in this case now you make a graph of x and y. You make a table. Then you can take any range for values of x. You can take from negative 3 to 3. So you can take any range that you want. And for these values, you compute the equivalent values of y by substituting the value of x using these values. So for example, in the first case, we substitute x equal negative 3 here, and we'll get y as 0.75. For negative 2, we get negative 0.5. We get negative 0.5. This we get negative 1.75. We get negative 3. We get negative 3. We get negative 4.25. Then we get negative 5.5. And lastly, we get negative 6.75. So you just substitute x values in this to get y values. After that, you draw your Cartesian plane in the graph paper that you have been given. Then, after that, you plot y and x values in your graph. So for example, you have, this 0, you have 1, 2, 3. You have 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. We have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So you plot, for example, negative 3 and 0.75. Negative 3 and 0.75, can you find that somewhere here? For example, negative 2 and negative 0.5, you find it somewhere here. You plot all the others. Let's assume the others we have plotted like that. Then after that, you draw the straight line. After that, you draw your straight line, joining the points. Then after that, you label your line. This is y less or equal to negative 5 over 4 x minus 3. Or you can write the original inequality. Then after that, you have to identify which side is satisfying our equation. So in this case, we are told y, we are saying y is less or equal to negative 5 over 4x minus 3. So you find that the region which is being satisfied in this case, it is the region with that has less values. So this region has greater values, so you shade this region, because the region below the line is the one which is satisfying our inequality. So you shade the region which is unwanted. So when you do it on a real graph paper, you'll get the right solution.